Hi, listeners. Welcome to yet another episode of our podcast. I'm your host, Meenal. This episode marks the third installment of our ServiceNow series, where we focus on exploring the significance and benefits of implementing IT operations management, that is ITOM, in any business model, and the potential ROI from implementing ServiceNow's ITOM solutions. We're thrilled to have Sachin Gavhane with us today. Sachin is a dynamic engineer with 11 plus years of technical expertise, holds a master's degree with distinction from Pillai College of Engineering, Mumbai, and is currently pursuing a PhD in computer engineering. Sachin's stint as an individual contributor for a prominent Dubai based bank focusing on ServiceNow configuration management database, that is CMDB, highlights his knack for delivering tailored solutions aligned with business objectives. With more than 10 successful third party ServiceNow integrations, his expertise encompasses ServiceNow security operations, SecOps, and governance, risk, and compliance GRC modules. Let's get into a conversation with him today to download heaps of insights on the topic. Welcome, Sachin.
Glad to be here, Meenal.
So, let's start with the base of ServiceNow. So, what according to you is ServiceNow?
So, Meenal, for any enterprise, we need to manage all the IT operations, IT services, and business processes.
Mhm.
That's a very vital part in any of the enterprise. So, ServiceNow is a cloud computing company that provides SaaS for all the enterprises to manage its IT services, operations, and business processes.
Okay, so as you mentioned, ServiceNow is a cloud computing company. What do you think is ServiceNow's primary product?
Yeah. So ServiceNow's primary product is ServiceNow Platform,
Mhm.
which offers a wide range of applications and modules for various functions within an organization.
That's interesting. So, basis that, why do you think the ServiceNow platform is one of the vital products in the current IT trends?
That's really an interesting question, Meenal. If we discuss this question in depth, it would be it would be
Mhm.
taking more than required time as we decided for our podcast. But let me brief you with this answer. So, for any organization, the flexibility of their product, the scalability of the product, and the ease of use, these are the three vital things which ServiceNow has a charm of. And
Mhm.
for any organization to streamline their workflows, automate repetitive tasks, have a streamlined communication and collaborations, and to enhance their overall efficiency and productivity. So, in all such matters, ServiceNow rocks to its level best. So, it may be a big scale organization or an organization of any size. Okay, all the organizations can manage their IT infrastructures, can optimize their operations, and deliver better services with ServiceNow. So, as I said, I'm just giving you the brief idea how the ServiceNow platform plays a vital role in today's IT trends. But yes, of
Mhm.
course, if I elaborate it, it would be a big essay to talk about ServiceNow and its significance in today's IT trends.
This indeed was enlightening. So, Sachin, in your previous questions, like you said, we talked about a wide range of ServiceNow applications and modules. Can you please help list a few of them for us?
Yeah. So as we know, ITSM is most popular module in ServiceNow, where we manage to have incident problem change and multiple other services for IT service management. But along with ITSM, ServiceNow has also expanded its services for IT operations management, IT business management, that is ITBM, customer service management, CSM. We also
Mhm.
have HRSM, human resource service management. Other modules, if you talk about in the field of security as well, that is SecOps, security operations. We have governance, risk, and compliance, and many more. So ServiceNow has kept his significance in multiple modules, and I guess it's never ending. It will always keep on enhancing in multiple sectors, and
Mhm.
that's how ServiceNow is expanding nowadays.
I totally agree with you. So, since our podcast is focused on the ITOM module, can you please brief us about it?
Sure, yeah. So ITOM, the word says IT operations management. So it is basically for managing any organization's IT infrastructure and operations. And how it manages? It manages by providing tools and functionalities to monitor, manage, and optimize various aspects of their IT environment. And in ITOM, few of the important modules, if you could list, is discovery, service mapping, event management. Of course, if you allow me, we can go in depth of or go in a brief examples of each of this. So in ITOM, it covers discovery, service mapping, event management, cloud
Mhm.
management, orchestration, and operational intelligence. So that's a brief, talk about an ITOM, Meenal.
Right, that was nice. Now since you've listed these items, can we also talk a bit about the benefits that ServiceNow ITOM brings to businesses?
Yeah, of course. The As I said, visibility and monitoring, that's two important aspects of ITOM. So if you talk about enhancing operational efficiency, or if you say about streamlining IT processes, or let's talk about improving overall service delivery, ITOM stands in all these aspects. So if you see, as I talked about improved visibility and monitoring, it also leads to efficient incident management, optimized resource utilization, which directly leads to cost saving, scalability, and flexibility. So these words, which I just used, cost saving, scalability, and flexibility,
Mhm.
that ITOM has kept his significance in all such things, which has indirectly led to all the businesses to exponentially grow and to manage their IT infrastructure. I mean, at this moment, like looking into the time constraints, I'll not be able to go in depth of explaining how optimized IT infrastructures can be managed with ITOM. But yes, ITOM has its own charm to have the overall optimal service delivery, and hence saving a lot of cost, scalability, and giving a lot of flexibility to all the businesses across the globe.
Right. I'm sure a lot of business are definitely looking for these benefits primarily.
Yeah.
As we discussed these features initially, where you mentioned about discovery, can you just get into a little details about and help us know what are the discovery benefits of ServiceNow to IT organizations, especially the IT infrastructure?
So you want to know about discovery, right?
Right.
So ServiceNow Discovery is nothing but it automates the process of mapping and maintaining an up-to-date CMDB databases. So you can say CMDB as you can compare CMDB as a data warehouse where we have all the CIs. So what basically Discovery is doing is maintaining an up-to-date CMDB, and it also maps its relationships. It identifies all the hardware and software components of an IT environment. And as I said, it also maps the relationships and updates the CMDB by providing the comprehensive view. And this visibility helps us in accurate change management, faster incident resolution, and improved compliance. So this is the brief idea about how what discovery is about, but how it helps to the organization. So any organization who has implemented discovery gains comprehensive visibility to its IT infrastructure. What is IT infrastructures? You can elaborate as their hardware and software components, okay, which whose details we save it into the CMDB. It
Mhm.
also helps for any organization to manage resources optimally. Managing resources optimally is the most important, task, as it directly leads to the cost saving, which is very important for any of the IT organization. This mapping also helps us to understand about potential risks, and it also helps us to optimize service delivery. Okay. And any organization can quickly identify the dependencies between their different components, because discovery also helps in the mapping of the relationships. And hence, indirectly, if anything happens, it also helps to troubleshoot the issues. And the most important thing, it helps us to make an informed decisions to improve the overall IT operations. So discovery is giving so many benefits. After implementing discovery, organizations are able to achieve all these benefits which I've just listed a minute before. And hence discovery stands a very important module, you can say, in ITOM, which is responsible for updating and keeping the CMDB to its better health.
Right. That was interesting, Sachin. Following this, what sets service mapping apart and how does it integrate with or other ITOM modules?
Yeah. So service mapping is nothing but there is an IT infrastructure and there are services. So let's say we talk about email services, and for this email services, we there are few database servers, few switches, routers. They are responsible. So in service mapping, we map IT services with the IT infrastructure, and we can see the visual representation of this mapping into the service mapping. So how does it help for any organization? So if any of the services goes down, let's say if the database server goes down, then we will come to know that this database server is linked to this email services. So because of this database server is down, this email services may get impacted, right? So because of this mapping, we will be able to understand that because of this IT infrastructure is impacted, so which IT service is gonna get down. So we can have an immediate solution for that. Immediate incident resolution can be done on that, and hence service mapping is an excellent, it's a next step ahead to discovery, and it's an excellent visual representation which maps the IT services to IT infrastructure, and hence we will be able to find out which affected services gonna affect which IT services, so we can improve or we can resume that service ASAP using service mapping.
That's nice. So let's get some more details for our listeners. So I would like to ask you next, Sachin, how does event management in ServiceNow help reducing IT incidents and service disruptions?
Yeah, it's a very important, module, we can say, event management. So what event management is, let me give you a brief idea to all our listeners. Event management automatically creates actionable alerts from the events captured. Now, who is capturing the events? It's a third party who helps us to capture the events, and we dump all those events into the ServiceNow. Okay. And then ServiceNow has its own rules. Depending upon the events gets captured, ServiceNow has its own rules. And depending upon the rule getting matched, ServiceNow will raise an alert. Let me give you a real life example here. So let's say you have some events and you have a threshold for that. For example, you're monitoring the memory utilization of any server. Okay. And you have an event rule that if memory utilization goes beyond 90%, then you have to raise an alert. So if the memory utilization of that particular server is beyond 90%, then that event will raise that is an event, and that event will be matched with our rule. And what our rule says, memory utilization, if it is above 90%, it should raise an alert. So if it goes to 90% and above, it will raise an alert. And we can immediately take action against that, and we can make some space empty for the other thing. Otherwise, that if the server is 100% occupied, then it might lead to some outages. So that is not acceptable. So if that alerts are raised on the time, we can take remedy actions against it. So that's how the event management is helping us. Even ServiceNow has started using AI and machine learning to analyze the events and take the necessary actions when some severe things happens to the things, so that they can save certain incidents to occur much prior.
This indeed was helpful, I'm sure, for a lot of our listeners. So, next, Sachin, can you help us know can ServiceNow ITOM modules integrate with existing tools and systems in our IT environment?
Yes, of course. ServiceNow ITOM modules have the robust integration capabilities. We can use APIs and connectors. Okay, they seamlessly integrate with existing monitoring tools, IT platforms, and cloud services. The major agenda is, operational efficiency is been achieved with such integrations, and this integrations also ensures a unified view across diverse environments, leveraging existing investments while enhancing, as I said, it enhances the overall efficiency.
Right. So now, as we are heading to the last, and I believe one of the very important questions on ITOM, can you let us know what kind of ROI can we expect from implementing ServiceNow's ITOM solutions?
Yeah, that's a very important, and I guess our listeners would like to know about this in more detail. So, as for this question, the very first question when you started, Meenal, okay, that the answers which I triggered for all of your questions would itself indirectly will let you know what should be an ROI of implementing ITOM in the organization. But to give a brief idea on this, better resource utilization, reduced manual efforts, and
Mhm.
enhanced service quality, leading to improved overall business. So all these factors which we are talking since we have started this podcast, so that these are directly exponentially giving a significant ROI in terms of cost saving, and hence implementing ITOM is definitely having an exponential ROI in terms of cost.
Right, that was great. So I believe I've exhausted all my questions for the ServiceNow podcast today. So let's call this a wrap for the episode. And thank you so much, Sachin, for joining us today. Your
I
insights and
appreciate
expertise.
Meenal for your time and asking these questions and giving and allowing me to give some brief idea about ITOM. So I hope our listeners would like to get more details of ITOM, so they can anytime get back to me or to you, and we can help them to understand ITOM and its benefits to any organizations in a more detailed way. I appreciate Meenal your time. I appreciate Calsoft for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sachin.